When I had first heard about the Scopes monkey trial, it was in one of my undergrad courses. Now, I never really questioned why William Jennings Bryan would take up this case, one that really he shouldn't have been involved in. The question of the Scopes trial, as Mrs. Bryan puts it, was purely a legal one, namely, had Scopes violated the law? Now, Clarence Darrow and the rest of the defense team obviously had a different plan for the trial. They didn't want to point out if Scopes had broken the law. No, they wanted to take the question of evolution into their hands. They wanted to put it front and center in a court case to determine if the evolution of man should be taught, not as a theory, but as a fact. The Scopes trial started with the leadership of the American Civil Liberties Union, the ACLU, out of New York City. They had noticed a growing trend in state legislatures passing laws that restricted the teaching of the evolution of man. Well, Tennessee had passed one such law. This was the Butler Act. The Butler Act only restricted teaching the evolution of man in class and not evolution itself among other species. The reason why this court case ended up happening was because there was a local miner who was interested in bringing attention to the small town of Denton. He approached his friend John Scopes, who was teaching math in a local school district. Now, he really wasn't a science teacher, nor did he even teach the theory of evolution. Scopes was found guilty because the textbook that they used in the biology class mentioned the evolution of man. So two people ended up converging in Denton to take up the case. William Jennings Bryan decided to dedicate the latter half of his life to religion, according to his wife. In the Bryan's memoir, she believed that William Jennings became convinced that the teaching of evolution caused students to lose faith in the Bible. She attributed this to the main cause of him taking up the question of evolution. On the first Monday of August, the grand jury ended up hearing all the evidence and, of course, indicting John Scopes. Now, the case, again, was not supposed to be about evolution at first. It was simply, did John Scopes break the law? However, it evolved to something else. The defense took an approach on the truth or lack of the truth in the theory of evolution. Now, the counsel for Scopes claimed that the facts, theories, and scientific views may contradict religious views, and if they did, they should not be banned by law. Darrow claimed that if this were the case, then astronomy and geology should also be banned. Now, Darrow took on the case because he believed that William Jennings Bryan and other fundamentalists in America were taking the country back to the 16th century, back to a time of ignorance and bigotry. Now, on April 16th, 1967, the Butler Act was repealed. Now, it comes to find that Scopes, although found guilty in the trial, never paid the $100 fine that he was sentenced to, thus concluding the trial on one of America's fundamentalist controversies. Thank you all so much for watching.